Smile.
All right.
Okay, we're ready to start our meeting.
Mhm.
All right, stand up and do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you everyone for coming tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. So, has everyone had a chance to read the previous minutes from February 16th of this year?
Yes, sir. I make a motion that we pass the minutes as written.
February 17th.
February
17th?
No, I got 16th
to
here.
16th on here.
Sorry, it was the 17th. Let me double check.
Okay, yeah, you're right, it's February 17th.
17?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is probably what the minutes
Yeah, minutes at 17th. Let me rephrase that.
The minutes do say the 17th.
Do we also need to approve the three executives?
Yes, we can do
Yeah.
those separately.
Okay. So previous minutes from the February 17th, 26th meeting.
I make a motion.
Okay, Angie you made a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? I say aye also. Those opposed? Okay, that passes. Then we got the 3 executive sessions in March and April,
And
That's basically,
one
just-
tonight, so you have 4.
and tonight's.
and that's just documenting that we had those.
Yeah, we had.
They all just say, discuss 2027 fire contract.
So I'll make a motion that we approve all of
They're all like, yeah.
those.
I'll second. Beat you.
All right. Sign them and pass them around.
All right.
Aye.
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 That was finished.
One more for you.
March, April, and May. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Where's that, Randy?
All right. That was completed. Okay, going to old business. Announced bid process for the 1990 Ford truck that the township has.
Okay, yeah, we put that off a little bit just because we had rescheduled this meeting until we had more of those executive sessions about the fire contract. So, so tonight then we can officially announce, we're going to, I'll run an ad in the Greensburg paper that if we get it to them tomorrow, it'll be in by Saturday, but we can go ahead and I'll make a social media post about it. We'll put it on our website as well, and post it in our window, but we will begin selling begin accepting the bids
Bids.
for the truck. You all had previously approved doing it as a sealed bid auction, so we will accept those until noon before our next meeting, which we have moved to June 16th is the next meeting. So we'll accept bids until noon on June 15th. Okay, and they'll have to be
Okay.
sealed bids. You had also established a minimum bid of 11,000, so we'll put that in the ad. And then I'll put the details such as the miles,
Mhm.
that it's a diesel, the engine size, the year, and then the specifics that little things like there's not a tailgate on it, but there is on-scene lighting is still on that, and that's gonna stay on it, so anybody wants those for anything. Then the two things that will be dependent upon, who purchases them, there may be some expenses with regard to that. One is the light bar, emergency light bar. If a non-emergency person or unit buys that, that will either have to be made non-functioning or removed. We're gonna leave it on there for now, just in case an
Yeah, the
emergency
fire
unit
department
buys
would
it,
have.
okay?
Right.
And then that would be at the new owner's expense, but they would not legally be allowed to maintain, to use that, so they would have to dismantle it at their expense. Then the other thing is the decals on it. It does say fire department in a couple places, and then it says Washington Township Fire. So if a fire department would buy it, the only thing we will do is remove or paint over, however they need to do it, just the Washington Township part.
Mhm.
And then anything new, the new owner would want is at their expense, okay? If a non-fire department buys it, then we will have to remove or paint over something, all of those decals. And then anything new they want on it would be the new owner's expense.
Mhm.
Okay, so we will have some expense with regard to the decals on it. We just don't know what that'll be yet.
And then I think we discuss about proving, like showing license or some proof of who they are and stuff.
Yes, we will accept a bid. Yes, okay, we can check identification
Identification.
with their bid. Mhm.
Because of fraud that goes on and stuff
Yes,
now.
yes, and we'll just do that. We will still seal the bid,
Right.
but we can write on it, like on the back of it or something, the envelope, who that is and confirm their identity. Okay, we can do that, yes, because we know there's,
Make a copy of their credentials.
Yeah,
we can
That's
do
what
that.
I'd say, make a copy of it.
Okay, we can just do that, and then we don't have to, then we won't identify each envelope, because I'd rather they still be anonymous to be opened.
Mhm.
Okay, so, yeah, and,
You can put a little number or something on your. so
Yeah.
we know that-
You
Yeah,
can
they'll
number
do
the
that.
envelope and
Okay.
then number the identification.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
just so you can match
Yeah.
them up.
Okay, so the other thing we'll have to do is, the only other thing I think we haven't covered is what if we have multiple bids, multiple high bids, the same, the highest bid multiple, is that what I'm trying to say? So then we would just decide those, we would call them and ask them to submit a second bid and give them, a couple of days to do that, and then we just continue that process until we get to one bid.
Mhm, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, because I don't know any other way to do it, since it's
Right,
sealed.
I agree with you on that.
If they all would happen to be here, then we could just do it on the spot, but
Right.
they may not be here. Yeah, okay, so we'll do it that way. So I'll get that advertised and accepting the bids and,
Do we have a Facebook page then?
yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so it'll go on that too. So
Yeah, I'll put it on
people see.
social media, the newspaper,
Okay,
our website, and then, people have called and asked us for that specifically, so I'll make sure that I get it to anyone who's asked me for it too. Whatever we write up for the paper, I'll just make sure they get it. We can email it to anyone. So anyone who is wanting that information and doesn't see any of those printed items, the Facebook, or, it'll only be Facebook, it's on social media that we do. So Facebook or the Greensburg newspaper, then they're welcome to come here to the office to get a copy of the bid process.
all right, that sounds good.
So that's it.
And it's for their viewing at the fire department, all right?
Yes, thank you, Randy. Yes, it is sitting at Greensburg Fire. It's outside. It is locked, so they can just go look at it. If they want to drive it or see it, then they'll need to make arrangements with someone in the fire department to do that.
Okay.
Or me, yeah.
Okay.
We can do it.
All right, sounds good. Any other old business they have to discuss? Nothing? Okay. With that, we'll move on to new business. 2027 fire contract. So we just had some executive meetings through the spring here discussing that. We did propose to them, the city, what we thought the fire contract should go to. Last year, or this year, it was 180,000. The city wanted to go up originally to 640,000. We gave them an offer of 335,000, and they counter proposal with 440. So we're looking at a revised, what we think, would be 375, which would be equivalent to 3 basic firefighters.
Mhm. Total compensation package,
Right.
Right.
Which is around 125 per.
125,000.
Right. So that would take it to the 375,
Mhm.
correct?
Mhm. Total compensation package except for training, physicals, and flow tests.
Right.
Okay. So Randy, I think just for great transparency and clarification as we're talking about all these numbers, anyone listening or wanting this information from us will not understand what 642,000 means or 335,000 means, how we come up with those. So can we talk about how we came up with each of those?
Yeah, the city came up with the 640, and that would be maxing our levy out, our fire levy,
Mhm.
which right now, I think it's not fair I think we all agreed with that. It's not fair for the unincorporated part of the township to increase our taxes right now on that part. So,
That would be the maximum revenue that we would be allowed to, or that we.
yeah,
could
that would be
generate
allowed to.
if we maxed out our tax.
Yeah, if
levy,
we
we're not
max
gonna
our,
do that.
and for a business out there, it'll be substantial
Mhm.
for several businesses and stuff, and even homeowners, it will
Oh, sure.
increase. So we don't look at doing that. And I think we all believe living within our means and stuff and doing that. So, their 440, they came up with a 10-year average guy with all the benefits and everything. So, but right now, most of their guys are, 5 years and under. You got about, what, 15 or so?
There were 18 that are 5 years and under.
18, and there's 10 of them that are 1 year and under. So I think 1 year firefighters get enough.
Mhm. So we're doing, their 440 was three.
10-year with, you got almost max 20% longevity and all that.
And you're saying a 3 1 year, or anywhere between 1 and
Basic
10
1 year, yeah.
1 year fireman, it comes up to 375. Okay.
So,
375,000.
so, but by doing that, we're gonna be letting, there's not gonna be probably any purchase equipment or anything like that being done. Because that's gonna pretty well take what we take in
Mhm.
of the monies
It'll leave us
Right.
room in our budget,
to do, pay for insurance and all that, and
any repairs.
any repairs that could come up and stuff like that.
And they'll have no impact on our tax levy.
Right.
So
So,
we will not raise the tax levy.
So,
And that's to help the city out some, since they're losing the contract with Honda.
Mhm.
They can keep people employed. Now, at the same time, general discussion among us is that based on usage is probably more fair, which it would be a lot lower on that. And, maybe long-term we could get back to that. But
you're talking about percentage of runs.
percentage of runs
Mhm.
is probably a fair way to look at, especially in light of the fact that the city's expanding. Their services are probably going to expand inside the city.
Well, and I think we got to add value to our equipment that the city does get to use.
Yeah, because we provide a higher percentage of equipment than what, percentage of runs for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're contributing more from that standpoint.
Yes, very much so.
Mhm.
So,
So to clarify that too, then, sorry, one more thing. So the 335 we had originally said was a formula based on kind of both of those things.
I
had
think we
looked at
took
the
a,
percentage of runs.
one basic fireman and then did the
And
contract
percentages.
from last year.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's where we came up with that
Yes.
now.
And our contract this year of 180,000 is pretty much on target for the percentage of runs
Yes,
that is happening in
with their budget.
in the unincorporated part of the township versus what's
Mm-hmm.
happening in the city. We're running about 8% of the runs go to the township. 8% of that budget turns out to be really
It was
about where we are right now.
about where
Yes.
it was at.
So if we took that and then we were just, I know I said it to you guys, right off the bat and still feel that way, and you all agreed with me. We didn't want to see any of our firemen lose their jobs, or, we didn't want to see our department have to possibly remove 3. I didn't understand until they explained to us that you don't usually lose one, you lose three in groups of three, so.
Yeah, he's got 3 slows.
With them losing 6 from the Honda contract, they were, three had already retired or moved on, so they were just down to the 3. We didn't want to see any of them have to go, so that's why we were offering to help maintain at least one of those. But with the new way you're saying it today, though, that's actually helping them to keep all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. It's very important that, I think our township, our city, and our firemen, our fire department understand how we do value them, and we want them all there. We need them all there, and we need their services. But we also value the relationship together and feel like, yes, we are offering so much to them at the same time they're offering to us. And it's a great relationship, great contract, great, working
Right.
business that we need to keep. And,
Yeah.
if we have no interest in it not continuing.
Right.
So.
It's been
this
going
is
on
way
for
good.
96 years, the
This is
contract.
the way this is the way.
That's
we
how
see
long
it
it's
go.
been going, so.
Yeah, so, but thank you for coming to that number. I think that's a great number.
So we need to actually have probably a motion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ask for a motion
I'll
that we
make-
agree on the
I'll make
375.
a motion that we provide a contract of $375,000 to the city for the fire services, and that would be everything,
Mhm.
all
I
inclusive.
agree.
For 1 year.
For 1 year.
Just do 1 year.
Okay.
And part of that's, I know they asked for a longer term, but with elections coming up and changing.
That should be the
I
next
know,
administration.
depending on who gets elected,
Mhm.
you 3 will not be there, for sure. So, there's going to be a change there. I hate to put something on the next administration
Right.
that this administration is doing. So,
Well, we're also, and this is for 2027, so I
Yeah,
think we said that.
so it's going to
Yes.
overlap partly with theirs, but
Mhm,
we didn't want to go beyond that because you want to plan ahead.
mhm.
They need to plan ahead. We need to plan ahead.
And we also don't know the impact of what any mergers might be required.
Yeah,
next year.
right.
We don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty
Yeah.
right now with the property
Mhm.
taxes and townships and how that's all going to be organized.
We don't know what the makeup of the township might look like in 2028. So
Yes,
that's my biggest hesitation with waiting, or with trying to approve something for 2028 or 29, because we don't know what it's going to look like, tax-wise or merger-wise. So
Right.
so he made that
So-
motion.
I
Okay.
second it.
all right. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, passes.
Okay, so I'll get that written up real quick before you guys go and have you sign that. Well, you know what, we may want to change the wording in some of the other things we talked about, or do you want to, was there anything else in the contract you wanted to change as well, or just leave that? Everything else, the contract we've been having for the last few years. Keep that all the same, we just changed the amount.
Yeah, but there's something in there about equipment. That we may,
Yeah, you'd have to take that piece out.
Yeah.
Okay, and the city was understanding too, that once we came to the dollar amount, then we would really work on
The contract.
the contract,
yeah, that's what we're.
The paragraph
yeah,
makeup of those.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll have to make up on that. So,
Okay, all right,
but I think this sets what we're willing to give on the contract.
thank you.
All right. All right, 2026 fire budget adjustment.
Okay, when we did our budget for 2026, we had not yet agreed on a 2026 fire contract. So in our 26 budget approval, we had 160,000, but we approved the contract at 180,000. So I just need to move the $20,000 from the other line in firefighting fund up to the contract line. So it's in the same fund, in the same bucket, it just needs to move from line to line. So I just need your approval to do that,
I
And
make a
that's
motion,
for 20,000 to go.
for 20,000.
Okay.
I
So
make
that
a motion that we move that 20,000 to cover the fire
And
contract.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? So that passes. Do you need something signed on that or anything, or that just?
No, I think we'll have the board minutes. Mhm.
In the
We'll
board,
just make sure
okay.
it's in the minutes.
All
That's fine.
All right, new radios for the fire trucks.
Okay, so the phase 2 radios for the fire trucks need to be installed sometime this year. And I think we should go ahead I think they don't have to be till next year, but we should go ahead and purchase them for the 2 big fire trucks that the
Mhm.
township owns.
Because the brush trucks got it in.
Brush truck has one, yes. So we just need them for the 2 fire trucks. So It will be about 10,000 per truck, so I just need you to approve that. We talked about in the previous meetings, it's something
Right.
that we can't avoid.
Right.
And it could be pushed off another year, but with just the uncertainty of the funds and contracts and things
Rising
next year,
costs and all
let's
that.
get it done.
Yeah.
And I was at the station today and they have all of the others for their trucks and they're gonna be installing them, so it'll be nice just to have
Get it all
them
done at the same time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So if we can get those ordered.
All right.
So I make a motion that we order the radios for the 2 fire trucks.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So that passes. Okay, introduce Travis and the Chronicle Project.
Okay,
Can
so
you explain
Travis-
that?
Yeah, Travis is not here. Travis Rich is a new part-time temporary employee here with the township office. Travis Rich, he was hired to help us with cemetery work and a cemetery project that with everything else we have going on, it's just really difficult for me to get everything accomplished. So brought Travis on to do that. We are working with a company called Chronicle, which is a cemetery management software program. And basically they come and completely photograph, survey, drone images, actual on the ground foot images of everything in the cemetery at Sand Creek Cemetery. And then they will create an online system for that. And you can go to Chronicle Cemetery Management Program now, like other cemeteries that are already in there. But basically, they're just creating an online database that has any information that you want to put about every single grave in that cemetery. And then you can also use it as a management system for future use. So, it will identify the empty available graves and it'll also identify empty sold graves. So that we have a family who comes to us and says, my
Is,
mother passed, I don't know where her grave is, it's very easy to go and see that. We have very poor records here now. We did not inherit any good records, and anything that we have is just difficult.
is most big cemeteries doing this,
Yes.
using this
Yes,
program?
so actually, some others here in the county are using others that are more expensive, but this one.
This
we
one's
have-
probably a universal one for,
Yes, it has several in there, and we looked through it and went through them, but they will come and get everything started with the Sand Creek. And then Travis will just kind of monitor that, make sure that, that's all on track. And then he himself will be doing the Springer Cemetery, the smaller one, since he can do that. So he'll be doing the same thing that they do Sand Creek, but he'll just be entering that, on his own here in the office.
Okay.
And then also do our 3 smaller cemeteries that we have too.
what kind of
And-
projected cost are we looking at?
So this is about $7,000 project
Oh,
for but
okay.
it is a lifetime.
Per cemetery
No,
or?
one
Total
time,
Total for everything?
one
Wow.
time thing. And then it's only a $300 annual fee forever. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We can pay.
7,000 include Travis's cost.
No, then Travis is, on the, salary ordinance back in January or December, you had approved a second clerk for $20 an
Yeah.
hour, so he was on that.
Okay,
But he understands, there is $5,000 allotted in our budget
Okay.
for that position, so.
so whatever salary he's got, we can pull out of
Yeah.
that, and then we got the 7,000 for that.
Yeah.
So-
And then we do have other funds in the cemetery
Yes.
budget too. If we had to pull that out there and
Mhm.
work with that, we can.
I
This
think
will,
this is a good asset.
it really is. It's
That's-
gonna be nice. It will also allow any family members to come to the cemetery, and there will be somewhere, we can put it on the Sand Creek Cemetery post, but you can put a QR code there, people can scan it, and it will give them step-by-step directions to where the grave is even that they're looking for.
Hmm.
And
Be
then
interesting.
it gives families an option as well to, if you want to call purchase, really what they would be, I think it's $20, maybe $25. They can pay online to go in and add additional information about their family member. So, if they see, John Smith here, they can pay the $20 to go in and edit his grave record. And he can say, he was a carpenter and he, loved baseball or whatever. So just to give a little bit more information about him. That is totally controlled by the township office though. All of those edits have to be approved. So you know,
Well, I can see that because you can have anybody coming in.
going right into
No.
This person
yes.
was
Yes.
like, really?
Yes, so, you know, they can't do that, but it just gives a nice, online record for people to go to, and for those who really appreciate that, and, I don't do it myself so much, but I know those who do, and I've, you know, sat with people who go on and try to find those ancestry records, and it's really nice to have that, so.
I've worked on
Yeah.
the family tree, and
Okay.
it is really nice going through
Yeah,
that.
and it's very helpful to see even those extra little comments about someone that you may not know, so. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that being available, and it will help us too when we have, you know, someone, we've had 4 requests maybe this year of someone who wanted to purchase a plot at Sand Creek. And we first were always saying no because we didn't know, we didn't have good enough records, okay? Well, in the process of determining what we were going to do, and I invited Laura Williams, our attorney, into the conversation so she can just help to make sure we were doing things all the right way, especially when it comes to deeds for cemetery. And we did find the deed when the church deeded, Sand Creek Church deeded the cemetery to the Washington Township. It was with the stipulation that no graves would ever be sold. So it is to be used for a county-wide free cemetery for anyone who needs it.
Free,
So,
oh, it's free
yes.
cemetery.
So,
Okay.
and it's not just township, it's a
Anyone,
county-wide. So
countywide.
anyone, now, of course, they have to qualify, and the trustee's
Right.
office would always be in charge of confirming their financial need.
Mhm.
Okay. We've had several township deaths, what we call assistants since I've been trustee. Every one of them has been a cremation, so we've not had anyone request for a burial. But if they did, we have those spots, and that must stay available for
Okay.
those. So
Okay.
we could never sell them, which was unfortunate to tell the folks that they couldn't buy one in there next to some of their other family, but we know that space is always there for anyone who needs it. And then this management system. The other thing that'll be good when a burial is done, because right now there are several that were sold prior to the township owning the cemetery, and those have to be honored, and anybody who made their plan or bought that burial, they know. Well, I'm not always notified when someone's buried. So we may go out there and see a fresh grave and, oh, someone was buried. But with the system, we would notify our local funeral directors too, that every time you do a burial, you can update it in the system.
And they would have access to it.
Yes, they can. You can give it to funeral directors.
Okay.
And it would be the basic thing. They would just say like the plot and the name, and then we would go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that keeps it up to date.
On just for information, like how do they know which is a plot out there? Is it markers in the ground that,
Oh my, it's a mess, Randy. It really is.
because I asked about St. Mary's and then Oakley told me that they got stones that are down that mark the corners of the grave.
So, and
That's
that
how
is-
they know where the plots are at.
Yeah, and that is the case in some of the places. And
Okay.
then
Did
through
there-
the years, those have moved, those have been
Yeah.
bumped, they've been buried, because you may go down a row and see 5 out of maybe what's supposed to be 10. There are some sections you don't see any of those. So probably back in the very early, 1800s of that cemetery, there are no markers
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
And the rows are not straight.
Yeah,
So this system will actually, we're gonna kind of create what we think is a decent layout based on a lot of information we have from Russell Wilhoit too. He has an excellent book he put together just on Sand Creek. So
okay.
we'll kind of go with his lines that he made up. And he and I walked out there, and Travis too were out there. We went to 3 cemeteries that day, and he really showed us quite a bit of how it's laid out there and how it should be recorded. So yeah,
Okay.
that'd be nice to see that, because it's really difficult to see. If you have this paper, and I can show it to you, but it is a very faded pink sheet of paper that's smeared, and that's our record. It's really difficult. Other than there was a booklet made about 5 years ago too, maybe 6 years ago. It's just not easy to follow, and it doesn't have it's not complete. So it's really not a good record either. So,
Okay. No, that sounds like a good project for,
yeah.
so.
Since we discussed that, did you guys approve it? I'm sorry.
No, we haven't brought
Okay.
that up. So
Okay.
we just need the approval of the 7,000
Mm-hmm.
for the
For
project,
the project.
and then the salary's already in. So we don't have to worry about that. So do I have a motion for the approval of 7,000?
I'll make a motion that we approve the 7,000 for the
Okay,
Travis working with the Chronicle project.
okay.
Second.
Jim's got a second. We got first and
I got
second.
Wendy on that.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? None. So that one passes. All right, moving on to the next thing, fire expenses for the new brush truck.
Okay, so we have paid everything that we have received a bill from for the city or from any of the suppliers that were, the new equipment that was going on it. When I was there today, the only thing that's left to put on it is the new radio. And again, I said earlier.
They're getting ready to put
They're
those.
getting ready to put those in all of them. So, it's been out on one run so far. So it's being used. It's fully functioning, ready to go. As soon as I get that radio in there, then it'll be finished. So, the only thing that we didn't pay for yet, and I don't think we needed to do this contract, so we'll do it separately. So I will just send a message to the Board of Works and to the mayor. The unit that was on the old brush truck and the city moved it over to our new brush truck. And then we had to order new things to go along with that outfit, our new truck. But I've been given a price from the chief, $1,750 for that old unit, so that we could buy that from the city. And then we own
We own
everything. We own the truck and everything on it.
Mhm.
So what was that again?
1,750, and that's for the old slide unit.
Yeah, the old slide unit was,
Mhm.
when they bought it, 5,000 was from a DNR matching grant.
Okay.
And then I think they took Honda tip funds,
Okay.
or something like that, or Honda funds. I think they just took Honda funds
Mhm.
and used it to buy the other matching part.
Oh, okay,
So DNR basically paid for half of it.
okay. So
So
I just need to-
1,075.
1,750.
Yeah, 1750.
1,000.
Yes, 1,750. So I will just make sure the city, they will go ahead and get it, send us an invoice for that, and we'll get
Okay.
that paid too. And then I just think that that's the best deal for everything on it to just belong to us, and we don't
Mhm.
have to piece part it if something goes
Right.
wrong, something needs fixed, we have to figure out who it belongs to, who needs to pay for it. It all belongs to township.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right.
So, well, good. Thanks for taking care of
Yeah,
that.
and it's small enough amount, you guys don't have to prove that. I'll
Yeah.
just tell you, I'll get that sent. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of figured there'd be those expenses anyway when we bought
Yes,
the
we did.
truck.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
So-
because we're still under 10,000 for the total
Yeah.
expenses on that. Okay, and that's it.
All right. Do we have any other new business anybody wants to discuss? Nothing? Okay. Date changed, we're changing the June 23rd to June 16th, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that'll be at 4:00.
Yes.
And then the rest of them will remain the same unless something comes up on those.
Mhm.
Okay. So then we should be able to view the bids then for the
Mhm.
fire truck on that.
You want for them and hopefully accept one. That's a high bid.
Okay, that sounds good.
Is there a time frame that when you'll be presenting the fire contract to the city?
I will get that done in the next, well, if you guys want to hang around, we'll just do it now. I'll go type it up and you can sign it now, or I can do it tomorrow and I can get back with each of you to sign it.
I'm fine to stick around. If
Yeah.
these guys
I
are.
can sit around.
We could just take the one from last year and sign that, and,
Mhm.
or from this year, I'm sorry, for 2026.
Right,
We can sign that with the new amount for 27. And then if they want to work on any other changes within the paragraphs, we can do that too.
Right.
But, okay,
Sounds like a plan.
so that'll take me a few minutes to do.
all right.
So the answer to that would be tomorrow then. I can take that over to them tomorrow, okay?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, guys.
Look on that adjournment.
Because I know there was a thing in here that's